Coyotes and foxes are cousins. They share 99% of their DNA. They're both members of the Canidae family, the same biological group that includes wolves and domestic dogs. When they meet, the coyote kills the fox, not for food, not in self-defense, just because. Both have pointed ears, bushy tails, and keen noses capable of detecting prey beneath snow and soil. They walk on their toes, not flat-footed, and share 42 teeth designed for the same purpose, tearing meat and crushing bone. Under a microscope, their cells are nearly identical. On the ground, one systematically erases the other. The technical term is Intraguild predation, when one predator kills another to eliminate competition, but they don't actually compete that much. Their diets overlap by maybe 40%. Foxes eat more insects, small rodents, berries, and fruit. Coyotes take larger prey, rabbits, fawns, carrion, the occasional house cat. There's enough food for both, enough territory, enough resources. And yet when a coyote encounters a fox, it doesn't see a relative, it sees something that needs to be removed. There's a photograph that circulates among wildlife biologists. A coyote standing over the body of a red fox in fresh snow. The fox is torn open. The coyote isn't eating it. This happens more often than you'd think. Despite belonging to the same family, foxes and coyotes developed very different specializations. Foxes refine their senses, particularly hearing. A red fox can detect a mouse moving under 2 feet of snow from 30 yards away. Their ears rotate independently, triangulating sound with terrifying precision. They're built for solo hunting, patient, methodical, surgical. Coyotes developed coordinated hunting strategies and deeper pack bonds. Their howl is complex enough to communicate territorial boundaries over miles, conveying information about group size, location, and intent. They can hunt alone, but they're most dangerous in groups. A lone coyote is cautious. 2 coyotes are bold. 3 are relentless. Both adaptations work. Both species are thriving across North America, but only one includes killing the other on sight. A red fox weighs 10 to 15 pounds. A coyote nearly triple that. The fox's bite force is about 200 psi, enough for mice and voles. The coyote's reaches 350, enough to break bones, sever spines, crush windpipes. They have the same jaw structure, the same dental formula, 3 incisors, 1 canine, 4 premolars, and 2 molars on each side of the upper and lower jaw. But the coyote's is scaled up, brutally efficient. When a coyote catches a fox, the fight lasts seconds. Foxes are built for evasion, not combat. Their bones are lighter, their frames lean and elegant. They're sprinters, capable of bursts up to 30 miles per hour, but only for short distances. After a few hundred yards, their lungs burn and their legs fail. Coyotes are marathon runners. They can maintain 25 to 30 miles per hour for miles without tiring. They don't chase foxes to catch them quickly. They chase them until the fox's body gives out, until its heart can't keep up, until it stumbles. And coyotes rarely hunt alone. Here's where the behavioral differences show their consequences. Foxes are solitary hunters. A mated pair will share territory and raise pups together, but when it comes to hunting, they work alone. Their survival strategy is stealth. Stay hidden, stay quiet, avoid detection entirely. A fox moves like smoke through undergrowth, leaving almost no trace. Coyotes are facultatively social. They can hunt alone when necessary, but they thrive in pairs or small family groups. 2 can bring down prey 5 times their size. 3 can clear a fox population from a territory in a single season. There's footage from Yellowstone, 2 coyotes working in tandem to flush a red fox from cover. One circles downwind, moving slowly, deliberately. The other approaches from the front, visible and threatening. The fox, detecting the closer threat, makes its decision. It bolts, straight into the second coyote. The coordination is effortless, practiced. They've done this before. Foxes have no counter strategy for this. Their intelligence is remarkable. Problem solving, spatial memory, cache management. Coyotes have those things too. But they also have teamwork. And in this context, teamwork is lethal. Coyotes weren't always this widespread. 2 centuries ago, they were confined to the Great Plains and western deserts. Wolves kept them in check, dominating the larger territories and keeping coyote populations suppressed. But when European settlers systematically exterminated wolves across most of North America in the 1800s and early 1900s, the ecosystem shifted. Coyotes expanded, east to the Atlantic coast, north into Canada and Alaska, south into Central America. They're now found in every U.S. state except Hawaii. Wherever they went, fox populations collapsed. In Wisconsin, red fox populations declined 50% in areas where coyotes established territory. In Illinois, GPS tracking showed an 80% fox population drop within 2 years of coyote arrival. In Maine, foxes disappeared entirely from regions where coyotes moved in. The foxes didn't starve. They didn't succumb to disease. They were killed. But gray foxes, slightly smaller than red foxes, also in the Canidae family, found a loophole. Gray foxes can climb trees. They're the only canid in North America with this ability. Their claws are semi-retractable, more like a cat's than a dog's. They can scale vertical trunks, leap between branches, and den 30 feet above ground. They hunt in trees, pursuing squirrels and birds through the canopy. This single trait, absent in all other canids, has kept them alive. However, it is worth noting that red foxes can also climb trees, just not as efficiently as gray foxes. Red foxes share 90% of their genome with gray foxes, but they lack retractable claws. They can't climb as well. They can dig, they can run, they can hide in dense brush. But when a coyote pack decides to clear them out, there's nowhere to go. When coyotes moved into gray fox territory, the gray foxes didn't disappear. Their populations declined, but survived. They spend more time above ground now, resting, hiding, surviving in the branches. Red foxes, genetically almost identical, had no equivalent defense. It's a reminder that in nature, one trait, one small biological difference, can mean the difference between survival and extermination. Foxes don't just die when coyotes arrive, they change. Even in areas where fox populations persist, their behavior shifts dramatically. They become strictly nocturnal when they were once crepuscular, most active at dawn and dusk. They avoid open spaces they once crossed freely. They reduce home range sizes by up to 40%, compressing their lives into smaller, safer territories. This is the landscape of fear, a documented phenomenon where the mere presence of a predator fundamentally alters how prey animals move, feed, reproduce, and exist. For foxes living alongside coyotes, survival becomes a full-time job. Every decision is filtered through threat assessment. Every hunting trip is a calculated risk. Every open field is a potential kill zone. Litter sizes drop because mothers can't gather enough nutrition. Juvenile survival rates fall because young foxes, inexperienced and naive, are the easiest targets. The population doesn't collapse immediately. It erodes slowly, over years. The coyotes don't need to kill every fox. Fear does the rest. And here's the strange part. Coyotes show no measurable benefit from fox removal. Their food intake doesn't increase. Their territory size doesn't expand. Their reproductive success remains unchanged. They're killing relatives, genetically similar members of their own family, for no survival advantage. Humans have created a new variable in this old conflict. For decades, foxes thrived in cities and suburbs. They're small enough to move unnoticed through neighborhoods, adaptable enough to eat rats, trash, pet food, and garden vegetables. Suburbs were fox refuges, places where coyotes, being larger and more cautious around humans, rarely ventured. That's over. Coyotes are now common in cities. Los Angeles has an estimated 5,000 to 10,000 coyotes within city limits. Chicago has a stable, well-studied urban population. They've been documented in New York, Boston, Washington, D.C., and nearly every major metropolitan area in North America. And when coyotes move into cities, foxes vanish. Both species adapted to human environments. Both learned to navigate roads, avoid cars, exploit new food sources. But only one adapted to killing the other in parking lots, parks, and backyards. There's footage from a suburb in Massachusetts. A red fox foraging near a dumpster at dusk. It's relaxed, moving slowly, accustomed to the area. Then from the left side of the frame, 2 coyotes appear, silent, purposeful. The fox freezes. The attack lasts 4 seconds, maybe 5. The coyotes don't eat it. They don't drag it away. They leave the body where it fell and continue on, patrolling their territory. Intraguild predation usually provides an advantage. Lions kill leopards and cheetahs, then benefit from reduced competition for prey and den sites. Coyotes don't benefit from killing foxes. Researchers across Illinois, Wisconsin, and Maine found the same thing. Coyote populations that eliminated foxes showed no measurable benefit. No more food, no larger territories, no higher pup survival. Some researchers suggest it's instinctual, a hardwired behavior that persists even when it provides no current advantage. Others think it's about preventing future competition, not current. Kill the fox now and you won't have to compete with its offspring later. But no one's entirely certain. What's documented beyond doubt? Coyotes will travel half a mile to kill a fox they detected by scent alone. They'll abandon a fresh deer carcass to chase one down. They treat foxes not as occasional rivals, but as something that must be systematically erased. Two members of the same family, sharing the same basic biology, nearly identical in form and function, and one kills the other for reasons we still don't fully understand. There are still places where foxes thrive. Deep northern forests where coyote populations remain sparse. The far reaches of Canada where winters are too harsh even for coyotes. Islands where coyotes never reached. But the map is shrinking. Coyotes expand their range every year. Their adaptability is remarkable. And in every territory they claim, the foxes disappear. Not through competition, not through starvation, not through disease. Through extermination. The coyote doesn't need a reason. Its biology gave it the size, the strength, the pack structure, and the instinct. And that's enough. If you found this video interesting, like it, subscribe, and ring that bell for more awesome wild animal content. Want to learn more about how wolves were almost completely exterminated by humans? Next up, what happened to Yellowstone's last wolf?